Okay, hi, we need to talk about something. A lot of you are doing this, and I don't think you realize how much you're blocking your blessings. You're stopping yourself from manifesting the amazing life that you want, that you deserve. You're telling yourself lies, and then you're believing the lies, and then you're living the lies. It breaks my heart when I see people close to me doing this. It's become so normalized in our society that we don't even notice that it's happening. But once you become conscious of it, once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Here it is. The words that come out of your mouth shape the world that you allow yourself to see. And you might even be listening to affirmations and you're wondering why they don't work. This is why. Start off listening to the words that come out of your mouth about how your life works. I'll give some examples that I've heard recently. Yeah, it's just impossible these days to get discovered. Literally everything is so expensive. I really tried promoting my business, but literally no one is interested. You see, I would do that, but the problem with that industry is no one is open to it. No one is open-minded. No one's got any imagination these days. I have to do it all for them. No publishers out there would be interested in a book like mine. Have you gone to all of the publishing houses? Have you shown your product to the 8 billion people on this planet and every single one of them said they're not interested? Or did you speak to 2 or 3 or 50 or 100 and you didn't get the results you were looking for? I just can't catch a break. I've tried literally everything and nothing works. You'd think that I was exaggerating. Let me break down what you're actually doing when you say these kinds of limiting things. First of all, you're arguing for your limitations. You are literally defending the reasons why you can't do something. And this, no doubt, stems from fears in the subconscious mind where it feels easier and safer to just make these big statements about how it's impossible. It's almost easier to do that than to try and have your hopes up and then get knocked down. But this is a super backwards, super counterintuitive, super failure kind of approach to life. Something that I've noticed highly successful people do from having spent time with my mentors who've created incredible businesses, incredible lives for themselves, transformed every aspect of their lives. Sure, sometimes they fail. Often they fail. Often things don't go to their plan. There's probably more things that they've tried that didn't work than things that they've tried that did work. And I can definitely relate to that too. There's more videos I've posted on YouTube that didn't go viral than did go viral. There's more businesses that I've started that didn't hit the goals that I wanted compared to ones that did. But here's the magic of it. When you embrace that that's part of the game of life, then you can let yourself play the game. And when you actually let yourself play the game, your chances of winning are far higher than not even letting yourself play the game in the first place. Telling yourself that it's impossible to win. Telling yourself that nothing ever works when maybe you've actually had 2 or 3 or 5 or maybe even 10 failed things that you've tried and then it didn't work. That's 10 things in the grand scheme of the infinite possibilities of this universe. Now I get it, and I'm sorry if this video doesn't sound sympathetic. Maybe you can find another one of my videos where I'm being a bit more in a sympathetic mood. But I just feel the need to be very upfront and very strong about this for whoever needs to hear the message in a strong way today. Stop pinching yourself off. Stop blocking yourself. Your reality often reflects what you say. And it's not even to do with magic. It's to do with, if you say nothing ever works, then your subconscious mind will take that information and it will then store it, believe it, and then look for evidence in the external world to agree with your belief. It will look in the external world for proof that backs up the story. Whatever the story is, good or bad, limited or limitless, it will find evidence to support your story. So if you have a story that says something like, nothing ever worked, I've tried everything and nothing ever works, then how are you going to show up in life? You're probably not going to let yourself actually follow through with things. You're not going to go for it on your opportunities. You're going to make excuses. You're going to procrastinate. Or you may even find that you subconsciously choose the wrong opportunities because your subconscious mind is actually tuned into finding things that don't work so that it doesn't work, and your mind can go, there we go, there's more evidence to prove my belief. I'm really proud of you if you're actually open to what I'm saying here, because I know that this is really hard to hear and it can be even triggering when you're sort of then looking back at your life and realizing what you've held yourself back from. And I'm saying this from someone who's held herself back so many times. I've missed so many opportunities. I've held myself back a frustratingly high number of times. But I've also done a ton of work on witnessing what kind of mindset I have so that then I can improve it, fine tune it, make it better, which has then opened me up to so many possibilities that I wasn't open to before. I used to identify as a late person. I was always late for everything, and then I would always fulfill that story. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'd never give myself enough time to get ready. If I did have enough time to get ready and I was actually going to be on time, my brain would suddenly get inspired to do one last thing before I left, which would make me late. Or even if I tried really, really hard, I would hit traffic or my train would get cancelled. So for as long as I was identifying as a late person, felt like I couldn't master being on time, felt like it was really hard to be an on time or even an early person. For as long as that was my story, for as long as I was saying, oh, I'm always late for things, I'm such a late person, my external world kept reflecting that. And now I'm an on time or early person, and it feels so good. And it started with me changing the words that I said. I started saying things to myself like, actually being on time isn't hard at all. I can be on time. I might even be able to be early. You can learn how to be early, but you can't learn how to be early. You can't learn how to do anything if you're completely closed to the possibility of it. So step one, I had to change my concept of myself. I had to become open to the fact that it can be easy to be early. I can do that. And then step two was learning the very simple things I needed to become an early person. That's just one example. I've also done that with my relationship to fitness, my relationship to healthy eating. I transformed my story in terms of my business and my growth and my numbers and how people are interested in what I have to say. It's amazing what is on the other side, what doors open up. It's like, this is the amount of life that we let ourselves have when we are binding ourselves tightly in the I can't stories or the it's not possible stories or the it's really hard stories. And then when you release those stories, switch them to stories where you're entertaining the possibility. You're creating new stories where you're actually saying that, sure, it is possible. It's possible for someone like me. There are people in the world who've done it. There are many people in the world who've achieved that. Okay, it might be a bit challenging, but it's not impossible. It is actually possible. The possibility exists. I'm open to the possibility that it can happen to me. That right there is so much more powerful. In fact, it's night and day difference to saying, oh, it's impossible. It's impossible to do that. No one ever does it. Hello, there have been people who've achieved the thing that you want to achieve. Like I said, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Make it something that you're consciously aware of for the next 21 days so that you can build the new habit in your mind. Your brain can change. Neuroplasticity. You can rewire your brain. Your brain can change. Your brain can adapt by simply the practice of repeatedly doing things in a new way, saying things in a new way, thinking things in a new way. You can change everything. You can change habits of a lifetime. You can change patterns that you've seen passed down generations. You can change it, you can change it, you can change it. And you can change it relatively fast as long as you commit to immersing your brain in the new story and then following through as best as you can by taking the positive actions. But it starts with the mind. You can't even take the positive actions to become an early person if you're still identifying and talking about how you're such a late person. Same goes for anything in your life that you want to change the pattern of. You can do it. Imagine your life in 3 months from now, in 6 months from now, when you've let go of that limiting story. You stop arguing for your limitations. You stop trying to justify why failure is inevitable, and you actually let yourself be open to the possibilities of this life. Does that mean that all your dreams will fall into your lap immediately? No. Probably not. It can certainly mean that some miraculous things will happen. I hear people share those stories with me all the time. As soon as they shift their energy, something might change. But it's an endurance sport. Don't fall at the first hurdle. Don't think that you change your story and immediately everything is going to transform overnight. It's a process that starts with changing your story, and then continues and evolves and compounds and builds up and then totally transforms your life. Trust me on this. Come back to this video anytime you need a reminder of how important your words and the stories that you tell yourself are to the possibilities that will eventually manifest and open up for you. If you're really serious about this, if you really want to transform your mindset, and first of all, maybe you don't even know what the stories are that have been holding you back. Maybe you're like, that's all well and good, Lucie, but I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know what the stories sound like. Go through the alignment workshop. The alignment workshop is for you. It's designed specifically to support you in identifying, releasing, and reprogramming your subconscious mind. It's an amazing 90-minute resource that I've put together that could be the best way to kickstart your journey, change the habits of a lifetime, and get things moving in the right direction for you. I'll put all the details in the description and the comments below if you want to access the alignment workshop. If this video was your sign, if you're glad you watched this, give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring my bell so that you never miss another video. I appreciate you. I love you. Until next time, bye.